Okay, so here's an injury update for season 2 from the physio room. Luke comes in every day for for some sort of work. He's always in here. Mitch is our monsieur. Pan over to Mitch. So Mitch is our monsieur. He's in every day that we train, every home game. Looks after the players. Normally you'll see Mitch with Luke. You'll normally see Katie with Luke. You'll normally see me with Luke. But on a serious note, for those of you who went to the game against Sunderland, would have seen Rod McDonald come off towards the end of the match. He landed awkwardly, and then one of the Sunderland players landed on him, and he injured his left knee. We had a scan on Tuesday. We couldn't scan on Monday because it was bank holiday, so we scanned him on Tuesday, and he's damaged his posterior cruciate ligament. It's not great, but it's better than damaging your anterior cruciate ligament. With that injury, you're out for up to 9 months. With this particular injury, you can be back within 6 to 8 weeks. We've put him in a knee brace, so he's got a degree of extension. We don't want his knee to flex and extend because he's got a posterior disruption of that capsule, and if it's straight, it's got more chance of healing. So he'll be in the knee brace for 10 to 14 days. So if you see him at the game on the weekend, you'll see him hobbling around with a knee brace on. Woody, Anthony Wordsworth, which is why I've got Jason in with me, he's been out running and doing functional rehabilitation with Jason. So he's now at the point where we need to get him fit to resume training. He's had an ongoing Achilles tendinopathy, which over pre-season, it flared up. And that's called a acute on chronic condition. It's been a long-standing condition. We tried to manage it, it's flared up, so it's now become acute. He had some shockwave therapy for that, 3 bouts of shockwave therapy to try and break the cycle of inflammation. Katie, who's behind the camera, hand over to Katie, has been doing a lot of gym-based work with Woody, and I really appreciate that, Katie. But now he's able to do functional work outside, which is when we hand over to Jason. Jason will explain to you more about where he's at, what he's been doing, and when we're hopeful of getting him back training.
So with Woody, first of all, it's been really enjoyable working with Woody. He's applied himself brilliantly, not only working with KB, but then outside. So we've been doing a lot of maximal aerobic speeds, running, so enhancing his ability to work from the first to the last. Oh, here he is now.
Here he is, pan over to We were just talking about you and how good you've been. He'll speak in a minute after.
We've done some change of direction stuff.
I got outrun by the fitness coach, but.
Listen to this for the half 10. Listen to this for the half 10, everyone.
Hey, we're trying to work here, pal.
Sorry,
yeah?
Sorry, mate.
What time's the meeting?
Half 1.
So yeah, we've done change of direction work with him and some reactive agility work. With the reactive agility work, he's still starting to struggle with touch. So we're hoping just to progress that over the course of the next week and have him in training sooner rather than later. At the moment, we can't pinpoint when he's going to be in training, but we spoke this morning as a staff, and we've pinpointed a game that we want him to be available for. So we're heading towards that game that we go, right, we want him flying for them.
Lastly, young Archie Proctor, who injured his ankle in the pre-season game. I can't remember which pre-season game it was. Palace. He injured his ankle in Palace. He's been recovering well. He's done some running outside with Katie on Tuesday, was it Katie? We tried to get him outside last week and try and accelerate him back, but he was a bit uncomfortable. So we took a couple of steps back, ran on Tuesday, ran really well. Katie will explain to you what he done today because I was out with the first team and Katie was here doing work with him. So if you pan over to Katie, she'll explain to you where Archie is.
Basically just did some like leg strengthening work and took him outside, and he done 4 blocks of 4-minute runs, which was good. No pain. Yeah, that's it really. He's doing well.
So yeah, all the injured players are making the progressions that we want. Hopefully we'll be seeing Anthony Wordsworth training soon. Archie's doing well, so he will return probably just after Anthony Wordsworth. And then you've got the 2 that are more long-term in Rod McDonald and Osama Ashley with his cruciate, but we're not expecting him to come back until January. So that's where we are. It's not going too bad.